Hello everybody, TJ Max Echo here with a review, actually. Just finished the time-lapse. So I wanted to give a quick review of this kit. This hasn't been paint aligned, obviously I just finished the time-lapse. First off, I want to say that I'm really happy with the fact that every single one of the stickers were for the headpiece. Despite the fact that there was, I think, six stickers in total, 5 stickers in total, that they were all for the head, and it ends up looking really nice. I'm not sure if you can see that all on camera, but these silver pieces here are stickers. Obviously the eyepiece is a single sticker, then these red crisscrossing lines are separate stickers. And I may actually Gundam marker that or paint that, because stickers like that that are 2 pieces tend to not stay as well. It's already kind of showing a little bit of white back here, if you can catch it just right. So the rest of this kit is pretty cool design. That was me just kind of pushing the limits of the joints, not the actual kit itself. But these wing flaps have pretty huge rotation. They can be pretty much entirely down, and this sort of down, you sort of have to have the open hand for it, but entirely down, covering the hands, for, sort of as a flight mode, and then almost entirely up with these vents. And you can see those clear pieces that were on that E2 runner, if you watch the unboxing, that end up looking rather nice, actually, in my opinion, with that vent. It has these Vulcan type machine guns here, and I can't remember if that was a weapon or not in the show or just another camera. It comes with these optional sort of guard plates for the legs. Unfortunately, they're not, the pieces that go over it aren't the best. They fall out very easily if you do, at least on the right side, I noticed. And it may just be some it may just be some, nope, there it goes. Some connecting piece errors. Not the biggest fan of that, but these guard plates, I'm not exactly sure what to call these. The extra protection on the legs make the suit actually look a little bit more menacing, in my opinion. You can see a little bit more of these clear details that were also in here, in the shoulder pieces and the chest. On the back, we have these backpack unit type things that house the disc weapons for storage purposes or whatnot. As I was expecting after seeing 2 of these stand bases are in fact for these disc weapons, which look actually really nice when you have all the beams attached to them. It gives it this nice look. Kind of wish they had the clear green piece in the middle that it has on the box art and in the show. It had a little bit of detail wise. The shotgun clip, I'm actually really happy that that's a separate piece. So if you want to have it in motion of reloading or reloading the actual thing. And the detail all across this kit is actually really nice. It has very nice detail work on this gun. I'm not sure how well this will show in the video, but it has some really nice detail, and I'll try to get, it has sort of these jagged edges right here, almost like a railgun. These lines all across it that I'm really excited to get into panel lining. The main barrel of the weapon actually looks very nice as well. The head design and the overall design of the kit pull off this menacing and sleek, elegant design. Has these very Recongusta NG booster systems built into it. These boosters on the back of the legs are some of my favorite leg booster designs in a long time. Bottoms of the feet didn't really show as much care as I could have. Unfortunately, has a lot of these large runner clips that are kind of hard to file out, so I have to spend quite a while working on those. But the overall kit doesn't show those too badly. Has some pretty nice articulation with the arms, and you can get some pretty cool poses out of it as a resulting function of not just the shoulders, but the actual arm articulation, and the joint piece gives it some really nice movability for posing or setting up a display or whatever you end up doing with these kinds of kits. Again, I cannot stress this enough, the fact that these little red pieces all over it, the fact that they could have been stickers, but Bandai didn't actually go that route, makes me really happy with this kit as a whole, because it doesn't look bad non-painted. It looks really nice. I would even display this without any touch-ups or anything like that. There are some things I would like to panel line, like these actual black inner parts, and I wish that kind of this had been an open piece that slid in, especially with the actual black torso main part. Even the if I can get it in focus here, cockpit has some really nice detail, and I'll try to get that in a better focus. There we go. Some really nice detail with this cockpit area. Pretty decent articulation with the legs. These have some pretty standard articulation to the point where it can bring it up, kind of blocking the chest. And the one complaint is that these extra casings are just for show. They don't have the actual ability to clip into the actual weapon, which may be just me nitpicking more than just a tad bit, but I feel like that could have been a cool function with this kit, and somehow the waist skirt got caught. There it goes. And the waist skirt itself also has some pretty nice detail. It is 3 pieces, and I did not clip them into separate pieces yet. I wanted to panel line and see how it looked and figure out how I wanted to display it and whether or not that would actually be worth the effort. I'm really glad that this kit wasn't botched and ended up looking rather nice. And I'm excited to actually get this time-lapse posted for this weekend. Again, I got this when I was in Chicago over the winter leading up to New Year's, as have been my last couple of kits. If you are in Chicago, I'd recommend checking out Nakama Toys. They're a really cool shop, have a lot more than just Gundam, and every single time I've gone in, I've gotten some really nice stuff with, again, prices that can compete against both HobbyLink Japan and Amazon.com for the most part. Even with Prime, it's a pretty decent price. So I highly recommend checking them out. Not exactly sure how they're able to keep those prices so competitive, but I also wanted to show some of this detail work, if I can get it to show there. Some of this nice detail work on this backpack unit piece type thing. That ends up looking really nice. I'd really like to get rid of a lot of these marks from where it's cut out of the runner. But unfortunately, it's really hard to do that very well, especially when you have such old filing equipment as this, which I've had for a few years at this point, from when I started actually building my kits for the first time. With those, it's been about 2+ years with these Tamiya basic toolkits, and I could really do for getting another. And unfortunately, the grit on these files in the Tamiya high grade tool set, or not the high grade tool set, but the nicer one that's a little bit more expensive, are unfortunately too high, and they leave a lot of this marks all on the inside, and they still leave the actual markings from where you've cut it off from the piece, which is more than disappointing, especially when you have a kit as detailed as this. And I'd really have liked it to not have had so many pieces like that I'm not able to take care of on such an easy basis. The only pieces I had left were these two polycaps and strangely enough, especially since it was printed in 2 runners, an extra waist joint piece for the legs. It was really odd that they chose to place it there as the C4 piece in here, as the C4 piece, especially when this is C2 and they had all this other room that they could have placed, and it would have given it a cool look. Here they have all this other room that they could have placed it in, changing the layout and putting it down here or something like that, and having just this section could have been much easier, and you wouldn't have that extra piece. So again, some minor disappointments when Bandai chooses to do something kind of stupid and give us an extra piece that unfortunately just has to go into the recycle or trash, unless you have some sort of use for it. I may be able to salvage that for a custom. And in fact, I was expecting, after seeing that, some clever use of that for maybe storing these disc weapons on the back, but alas, nothing to that case. The last thing I want to show are the hands, which have some really interesting details if I can get them to show on camera. I'm not showing very well, but it has some very, very interesting grooves right here near the fingertips, and it has a lot more design functionality than a lot of the other Gundam kits, especially for a high grade show. I'd expect that in maybe a real grade or some of the more pricey master grade kits and high grade kits, but certainly not a kit that's only around $20 to show. Maybe things like the Neo Zeong, I'd expect that, but not this. And as always, I'm really happy to have some more kits with these. Really surprised that they actually did decide to do these in the all red rather than just black, but not going to complain, as they were supposed to be sort of beam wires in the show, and they look really nice, and I'm really excited to try to get this displayed. Maybe even put some sort of gloss on these to make them look a little bit shiny, and possibly something to make them look like they're glowing. I'll see if I can't find some tricks to do that, and if so, show them off to you guys after that. So, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please subscribe, like, and do whatever, but it's no real need. And stay tuned for the actual time-lapse build. Thanks. Bye-bye.